Hey gang, it's Yerger. Welcome to another video from the Yerger group and the Doggy Traders. Today we are going to talk about a product I began using here in the Doggy Trader studios, and that is Voicemeeter. It is a soundboard. They have three different versions of it. One is the very basic version. The second one is the most common. That's the one we use and what we're going to talk about today. That is Banana. I don't know. Yeah, that's how they name them, Banana. And their top of the line, the next level up is Potato. Yeah, so instead of 1, 2, and 3, it's basic, Banana, and Potato. So there's that. We did a video already. Check it out down in the comments. I'll put a link to it on Voicemeeter Banana and why I use that here in the Doggy Trader Studios. Again, I am not a tech guy. I'm a day trader, but also as a content creator, I know I got colleagues out there that may not be the most tech smart person in the world, so they need a little bit better help that's a little bit more basic and in a little bit better or more plain English as opposed to the tech verbiage that so many others use. In that last video, I admitted that what I just told you is that I'm not a tech guy, and not everything maybe is going to be in the video. Well, I just found something else that I didn't use because I didn't know about it then. But recently we had Reggie Romano in the studios, and our very first in studio guest. As you know, you've seen from previous videos and photos of the studios. We have multiple mics. There's one over there, right there. There's another one right there. And a badass system that, and here's mine, and a badass system that was designed by Tim's Custom Computers. We'll throw him up real quick. There we go. Shout out to Tim right here in rural Florida. But one of the things I learned, I had to kind of creatively rig the system so that we could all have headsets when Reggie was here, not knowing that I could actually do a full-on studio monitor setup. And that's what we're going to talk about today. On your board, you have 3 physical destinations to send the sound from any device, whether it's one of the 3 pieces of hardware, the 2 virtual entries. Right now, I don't have anybody in the studio, so if you remember, you can right-click on this, and you can edit that to a person's name, or if you have some other type of connection through the cable that we know is available, you can have a third virtual connection. You can label that specifically. Right now, we are just using Yerg's is channel 1. That's me. The guest mic to my left, studio or stage directions are for the actors or performers, and the mic to my right, which you also saw, is just labeled accordingly. You also see that they're muted because I don't need them. They're showing that they're going to 1, 2, and 3. We would change that if I had somebody in the studio. Like right now, you see that A3 is not lit. Why? That's these headsets to that mic. My earbuds connected here, let's put that one up, connected right here on my microphone, are sitting on the table. So it doesn't matter where they're going, nobody's listening to them, including me. You want to have your own setup not clicked on the board. Today, my own setup is A3. We click that and I talk and my head shakes because I'm hearing myself a fraction of a second after I say it, and it's confusing. So what you would want to do is click whichever physical destination corresponds with that microphone and turn it off. Right now, that happens to be the mic to my left because that's the headphones that I'm wearing, and that's what's plugged into it. Let's take a look at that one. You see that wire coming out of the rear and going down? That's my headphones. So I don't want to hear myself after I already heard myself. So over here in the hardware out, A1, 2, and 3, A is hardware, B, B, B1, B2, that's the virtuals. That's these two. I got no virtual guests today. I'm not playing you any clips of a video. So we really aren't using those. They can be muted as well. They're not going anywhere. Microphone number 1 for hardware input is always going to be the line in on the back of the computer. And that's if you have the small plug on the microphone. It's the basic Radio Shack mic, probably not that good of a mic. That's always mic number 1. The very next mic that was ever plugged into this computer is going to be labeled as mic number 2. And we know that it is also a Shure because the computer can actually read that. That's how cool the system is. Mic number 3 and mic number 4 are also the same make and model mic. That's why I went with a Windows system when I created this studio, because Apple did not recognize different versions of the same make and model. So for example, I have 3 Shure mics. They're all Shure MV7s. I have 2 Sony cameras. They're both Sony ZV-1s. Apple would not let me use more than one of the same make or model. For me to have a second camera, I would either have to use the built-in camera or a totally separate model. I don't have that, and I was certainly not spending another $700 or $800 on another camera of this type of quality. So, since these are red and differentiated between one from the other, we can click on somebody checking in. Since we have the ability to read the 3 different pieces of hardware, it also has the ability to send all of the audio for your video to those 3 different pieces of hardware. So I don't want to send, if this was somebody was using these headphones on that mic, that would be clicked. I don't want to hear myself. And this one would be off because that's the one that's connected to the back of my mic. And so I would be wearing these. This guest to my left would have this one off because their mic has these headsets plugged into them and they would be wearing these headsets. Same thing with the guest to my right. That person would have that one off because that's the one that corresponds with their headphones and their mic. So now everybody can hear everybody else in the studio, not have to worry about hearing themselves as an echo in their head. If they are accustomed to that and prefer to hear themselves, simply turn it on. And they'll hear themselves in the background a fraction of a second after they say whatever they're saying. Some people are okay with that. Some people prefer that. Now you have that option. Because your virtual connections have everything turned on, anybody coming into you through the browser, such as somebody who may be connecting via StreamYard, shout out to our folks at StreamYard that help us with these shows, or somebody coming in via Zoom or Skype, they're going to be lit and they're going to be turned on. And so everybody's going to be getting that input. Those things are also going to be turned on to the virtuals so that your viewers get everybody joining the same way. All of the mics are going to be hot with B1 and B2 because you want your conversation going out to the web browser and to anybody joining via Skype. Over here on the right, you now have volumes individual just for those mics. This is the volume for my guest to my right. That's the volume for the guest to the left for what they're hearing. Their mic volumes remain the same over on their individual channel. That's it, gang. Check out the video that I already did for Voicemeeter Banana. Again, that link will be in the comments below, and you can get a much bigger overview of the entire product, which is definitely a sweet setup for your studio. Talk to you again soon. Trade crazy, trade safe. See you in the markets. And remember, today is Super Bowl Sunday, so fly, Eagles, fly.